Hi, my name is Peggy Haleve, and I am a great appreciator. I love saying that. I found something special happens to me when I simply appreciate. It is not very complicated, yet I'd like to explain in more detail what that means, that I simply appreciate. I feel the value in the word. It doesn't matter to me if it's the spoken word or the read word or the written word or the sung word. Words, they're just so magical. They start within and they start from nothing. They become something. It's such a pleasure and such a unique ability to be able to speak and say words and to bring words forward that have meaning. And it's just amazing because if you look at other forms of life, the plants or the animals, they don't have a real way to chitter chatter as much as we do, albeit they do communicate with each other. Let's face it, there's a big difference between a bird chirping to each other and to its children, its little birds, and it's a big difference when a dog barks at another dog, for example, or a cat meows. They're communicating. Yeah, definitely true. Even we know that dolphins do that too. They make noise and they communicate in that noise and in those sounds, and that's amazing too. Yet, in all honesty, human beings, we are so amazing to be able to have this word and to be able to do so much with the word. Like I said, reading and writing and singing and thinking. It's also amazing. And there's so many parts to it. Not just a sentence has a noun and a verb. I mean, truly, there's so much more depth to it because our emotions can be interpreted into words. Our feelings, our ideas, our imagination can come forth into words. And words we can hear when we hear them and when we see them on paper too. They're the first line of manifestation from a place in which we don't see. We don't see what's going on in our mind. We feel what's going on in our mind, and we therefore write and say and do all kinds of things with words. I just think it's incredible, and I think that when you really come to appreciate the uniqueness of what a word is in this world and how it affects humans to humans, and even plants, when we speak to plants, they seem to know that we're speaking to them. And yeah, this is a language that has more than just words in it. It has this feeling, and it just, if you put them in right order, for example, let's also, for a moment, but only, when people say things that are not nice, we know it, we feel it. It's sort of like pollution in the airways when we sing it or speak it or read it. It just really is a very negative thing. Fortunately, we each have the ability to say what we want to say, and we can choose to say things that are good as opposed to things that feel rightly wrong. What I feel is that's the premise in which I know that appreciations are special to me, and that I just enjoy it when I simply appreciate. It's just that when I feel appreciations in my natural comings and goings, it is a wonderful experience. Yet when I do something different with it, when I actually deliberately try or force or bring forth words to express my appreciation, that's even something a little different. This deliberate appreciation by creating appreciation statements, sometimes something else happens to me when I'm doing them. Initially, if I attempt to force myself to say an appreciation statement, it would or might feel less fulfilling, and I don't really think much would come of it all. Yet there is a place when the mind loses its control and the heart takes over, and then even if you just started making appreciation statements while you were forcing it to happen, there comes this time that even then something changes into more meaningful appreciations. They do something else too. They form a direction when they change into that place. Even though I could actually say, I want to appreciate what's going on today. Okay? So that's there's a range of appreciations that can go on in there. Believe me, it's a huge range because there's always so much to appreciate in the moment that we're in. So, and all appreciations really start from that place of now. So if I did, let myself be forced. Let me force myself into doing an appreciation about now. Well, right now, I appreciate that it's so quiet and peaceful at my house right now. I appreciate that I put on some music. It's some Reiki healing music. It has this beauty in it that, like the word, sounds, and word is sounds, and musical sounds that are deliberately put into place to bring a good feeling. They're amazing too. So I just put some music on in the background, and I appreciate that kind of music exists. It's so easy to get. I appreciate that I could just get onto YouTube and put in a search engine there and say Reiki relaxing instrumentals or soft instrumentals, and I get so much to choose from. And just click on, and here I find something new again and again. And yet all of it is very deliberately put into place. But so is my appreciation right then and there. I appreciate that the sun is shining into this room, and it's shining on a card. It's such a beautiful card my daughter made. It's so beautiful that I'm just admiring it all day. It's a Happy Mother's Day card. It's so beautiful. My heart is so touched with it, and she's so talented. I appreciate that card, this card. Appreciate the way it feels. I appreciate the feelings that are put in the words that she put in this card. And I love that idea that things have feelings too. This card has something that was, when it was made with love and intention to say something nice to me and to love me. And it achieved itself because I definitely feel the love from it. And the same thing is happening when you do appreciations. You just saw it happen. You just felt it happen. Everything I appreciate brings me to something that is so wonderful. It's a direction that it takes. Oh, let me start again. I appreciate my tea. It's an iced tea. It's in a glass here. I appreciate it. I want to have a sip of it. It is good. I appreciate that it's special tea. I love using that tea. It's Emolian tea. It really helps me if I have a cough or any kind of congestion. And I had a little congestion this morning, and I use it more regularly now, and it helps me all the time. I also added something to it besides the ice. I added some sparkling lime water. So I made it really a nice drink. And I appreciate that I did that because it's still sitting here and I'm still enjoying it. I appreciate that the music just changed to another piece. And it got my attention because it has some swoosh. It has a swoosh in it that sounds like it might be waves coming on the shore. It's not loud, so I can't decipher. But I like it. I like that it got my attention. And I like that it got my attention after I appreciated just recently that I was listening to this healing music. That's what forced appreciations do. I'm forcing myself to appreciate, and yet look where it's taken me. It's a simple thing. I don't know why everybody doesn't use it, because it's not so dull. It's not like that. It's not dumb or dull or anything. It just really means you have to think a little bit about what you're thinking about. Yet I think that if I can just mention in these examples that just came right out of the air, there's nothing written here, and I haven't practiced saying this. These are appreciations that just seem to come to me. I appreciate so many things. Right now I can actually say I appreciate probably more things than I ever appreciated before in my life. Because appreciation sort of does that. It accumulates upon itself. The definition of appreciate is to make something more. It's more. When you appreciate, when your dollar appreciates, you get a little more than $1 for it, right? So there's always something in appreciations that are increasing everything. Anyway, I don't want to make this too terribly long. I just wanted to express myself. It's part of what I'm appreciating. I'm appreciating that it's important to appreciate, but it's also very important to share appreciations, or to, if you don't have appreciations, there are other things that you do that are just as amazing as my appreciating is to me, to you. And it is important to share those things. And so I encourage myself to do this and to record this and to share this with this general public. And I'm going to place them into a file that I can make a slideshow out of. And I'll use some of the cards, my appreciation cards. They're Law of Attraction appreciation cards. And I can use them in the visual part, because I want to put this into a YouTube. Because I think that there's a lot of people that are looking for good stuff in YouTube. And knowing the art of appreciation is a very good thing. So, and looking at my appreciation cards is a good thing too. And you can find more appreciation cards, should you want to, over at Haleve Publishing or HaleveCards.com or Haleve Publishing Cards. Anyway, there's if you look up those words in the search engine, I'm sure you'll come up with my site that I put out there that has a bunch of appreciation cards on it, and it explains further about what they're all about. Anyway, I'd just like to say thank you for listening. Love yourself. Appreciate yourself. I appreciate you. I appreciate whoever is out there. I just have a feeling someone's out there. I appreciate you. I would appreciate if you appreciated you. And to grow that. Let's grow these things that are important to appreciate, like ourselves, each other, humanity, Gaia, everything. It comes in there. Anyway, appreciate you and thank you.